Okay, well, kind of an interesting day. You know, these things kind of take on a life of their own. And I just wanted to now talk about LAPD. My goal with this is not to bring down the LAPD. My goal is not to, say anything bad about all cops, because we need police officers in our communities. Without police officers, this would be a much different world, and we need the police officers. Unfortunately, in our world today, so much of the resources of the police are now spent dealing with homeless issues, and that's not really a good situation for the police. And the work that they do and what they deal with the homeless, I mean, really, it takes a certain type of person to want to deal with that. And then there's the few cops that become narcotics officers, and they see the extra 50 there and they help themselves to it, or they team up and they help themselves to more than the extra 50. It always starts, innocuously. It started in Battle for Compton. It started with the extra money just to buy a pizza, and then it was, let's buy dinner for the girls, and then we'll use the kitty and we'll buy guns that we need, and we'll buy stuff that we need. And pretty soon it was like, hey, there's $1 million, let's cut it up 5 ways. And so not all cops are corrupt. And when there is corruption in a police force, and LAPD clearly had a problem with the Rampart Scandal, there must be full transparency when that corruption is dealt with. And that corruption needs to be rooted out. Jimmy McDonnell found 200 sheriffs that he said were corrupt, that he tried to get rid of, and the Police Protection League stopped him from getting rid of the corruption inside of the sheriffs. He's no longer there. That corruption is going to continue. But when you think about it, out of 18,000 employees, to have a list of 200 corrupt officers, that's pretty good. And we need good police, we need good sheriffs, we need good LAPD. And I want to point out that the police have their own flag. It is a brotherhood, and it's black, white, with a blue line across it. It's that thin blue line. And in order to reconcile the good cops with the communities, there needs to be some kind of a contract that gets made so that when corruption is found, when an officer is found to be a corrupt officer, those cases that he or she touched need to be looked into. And that needs to be a contract with the community. Conduct needs to be a contract between the communities and the police, so that this whole friction that goes on between a community and the police department stops for good. And to me, getting back to the Tupac and Biggie cases and looking at LAPD involvement, and we're going to dig more into the actual evidence of LAPD involvement, it's time for LAPD to be fully transparent about that corruption that existed, about the involvement that those corrupt officers had with these cases and with associated murders that happened with these cases. And it's time to just bring it all up. Let the chips fall where they may. And it's the good police officers inside of LAPD that really need to make this happen. We're not anti-LAPD. We're not anti-police. We are anti-corrupt police. And that's just one thing that I want to make clear about this, because I'm not trying to be in a battle with the LAPD at all. Clearly they tried to troll me today. And you know what? I take it in good fun. It was meant to poke fun at me and have some fun with me, whatever. That's cool. But I want to make it clear, I do not have it in for the entire LA Police Department, because this is our city, Los Angeles. This is where I grew up, and I love this city. I'd hate to see something bad happen to it. Having to pay out $8 billion in damages, that would probably crimp too many of our citizens' lives. But if they got proactive and decided that they were going to deal with this corruption head on and go out there and proactively settle with people, pay them a fair sum, pass legislation and say, okay, everybody that's found this, they get $100 grand. That way we're not talking about, billions and billions of dollars. And all of those things need to be talked about, and we need to come to a reconciliation.